Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Andrada and I'm a Romanian illustrator. I mostly do traditional and digital watercolor, food and drinks illustration. Before I talk about my break from Instagram, I just want to tell you about the illustration I am making here. This is an A3 watercolor illustration that I made for a challenge on Instagram in the month of October. The challenge was called Sweet Witches and was created by Breezy. Her handle on Instagram is @agingerly. I really love this challenge because the prompts were right up my alley, and we only had 6 prompts to complete for the entire month, so it wasn't that difficult to keep up with it. I decided to make the food as a part of a witchy picnic on a cozy autumn day, so I added some decorative items around each food item. I think it turned out pretty good, and I'm glad I got back into food illustration after my most recent art block that led to me taking a break from Instagram. This year in particular, I spent a lot of time thinking about my relationship with social media as an artist, and I came to the conclusion that Instagram makes me feel very small, insecure, exhausted, and just really sad. So after much thought, I decided to take a break. Actually, I wanted to quit it altogether, but my rational part of the brain was like, hey, let's just take a break for a while and start from there. And so I did. I told people I was taking a break for a while, and I deleted the app from my phone, and also I didn't access it on my laptop as well. And to tell you the truth, the first week felt both very weird and very freeing, which was a bit scary to realize. I mean, it's just an app, right? And in that week, I realized how much I was using it, which wasn't an exaggerated amount of time, in my opinion, really. I was using it for an average of 4 hours a week, but I just felt like it was just too much for me. And I learned some pretty important things for me in that time, and if it wasn't for this challenge, I wouldn't have returned so soon to it. So I'm gonna share my lessons with you. First of which is fearing that all my followers will leave was an irrational fear because no one important actually left. And I don't know who has planted that seed into my brain, who said that not interacting with the app every day was going to make people forget about me and my art. Not that I'm oh so special, but I don't think people you've been communicating with in one way or another for a couple of years are so forgetful. And I have a suspicion that it was somehow implied in all those clickbaity videos about how to grow a following on Instagram that I am guilty of watching sometimes. But I'm telling you the truth, really no one important left. I have almost 600 followers, and I think in 2 months around 5 people left. And I did tell everybody that I will probably be away for a long time. But when I returned, all the lovely people I met there were still there. So if that is one of your fears too, I really hope my experience will help you overcome it. I strongly believe that who likes you and your art for real will stay. I think when you use the app daily, it's harder to realize how many people come and go like into a shop. Some become regulars, some are just passing by. Some will find accounts they relate better to, and that's not a bad thing, and it's not a failure on your part. Another lesson is that I realized how much time I was spending on it without purpose, just scrolling. Every time I had a moment to spare, I was grabbing my phone and going on Instagram, because it's the easiest thing to do. It's so easy to access and so easy to get sucked in and so easy to postpone things if I use it. I am stressed all the time about everything, which makes me procrastinate a lot, because what I'm trying to do is get rid of my stress, but I end up more stressed because of that. And when I say I'm stressed about everything, I really mean everything, even the things that I enjoy. So having Instagram on my phone was so easy to distract myself from living my life. And it's insane how many times the first few weeks without Instagram I was grabbing my phone unconsciously, only to realize, wait, you don't have it anymore, what are you doing? But the good thing was that I was redirecting my energy to actually doing stuff and being present in my own life. I learned that I can calm my anxiety instead of pretending to ignore it and adding more anxiety into my day. I had more energy. I also started going on walks, something that was truly helping with my energy levels and calming my anxiety. And I also got into some of my hobbies again. Another important thing is that I stopped comparing myself with others, because I had no one to compare myself with anymore. I was fully focusing on my own art again, my own ideas. I felt more creative and at peace. I was feeling so lost lately, and I hadn't realized how much comparing myself with others has contributed to that. I really had no idea what I wanted to achieve anymore, or what my goals were. And being an artist and not knowing what art you want to make, because you want to make all the art that other people are making, really sucks. I was scrolling, seeing something I liked, feeling miserable that I didn't make any art lately, beating myself up for being lazy, crying my eyes out, and then rinse and repeat. So after months of doing that to myself, I was finally facing my situation and my art, and started figuring out again what my interests are, where do I want to go with it, how, and most importantly, why. I don't know at what point I started losing sight of why I am making art in the first place. And the answer to that is really not that interesting. It's just because I like it. It's what I do. But just because I remember this doesn't mean that I will not lose sight of it again, or that having an epiphany one day fixes everything. It's probably a very long journey, and you just really have to keep swimming. I also heard a lot of people saying that it was a source of inspiration for them, and I realized that is not the case for me. I decided that I didn't need to feel inspired all the time. It's not necessary. Like, why would I go to find inspiration before sitting down and racking my brains to create something first? How did I know I wasn't inspired before trying to create something? Seeking inspiration before realizing I am uninspired started to feel like a really pointless endeavor. Like, I'm investing time and energy into something that hasn't happened yet, and I do this all the time, seeking fixes and advice before actually needing them, thinking from the very beginning that I am incapable of doing something without help or advice first, and believing myself weak. So I started to realize that that was a dangerous mindset, and I'm still trying to correct it. And lastly, it's just an app, right? I can use it when I want and how I want. It doesn't own me, and it was wrong of me, and it didn't do me any good to think that posting there every day or a few times a week will help me move forward with my art and bring me success, whatever success is. What is actually helping me evolve is focusing on my own path, pushing my creativity, trying new ways to express myself, and just make the art I want to make. And honestly, for me, Instagram is not fun anymore. And in my book, that is an important trait of a social media app. I mean, how about you stop telling me how I should do things, how I should enjoy myself on your app, and just let me have fun, you know? I mean, it used to be fun, but then the Fire Nation attacked, if you know what I mean. And spending time on it used to be rewarding. Using the app and its features wasn't such a chore. But then they kept changing and improving, and using it is just such a drag. Following with their every 2 months changes is exhausting, and I'm really not up for it anymore. What I'm up for right now is just focusing on my own life and my own art. I love interacting with other artists there, and that's the only reason I'm going to use it anymore. And posting when I actually feel like it, not doing what is advised by those who run the app, is not going to set me back, and is not going to end my days as an artist, and I won't give them that power over me. I actually want to focus more on my YouTube channel. Even though YouTube is still social media, I feel like expressing myself through long-form media is closer to my way of doing things. I am really slow. I like taking my time with my art and thinking about it, and I feel that I can share both my process and my thoughts more clearly and at length. Those of you who choose to watch my videos can actually get to know me, and I can actually get to know you from your feedback and comments, and I believe that friendships and relationships in general are very rarely instant, and especially for creative people, I really believe we like to take our time with people. However, I am not going to fall into the same trap with YouTube. I now know better, and I don't want to make a purpose out of posting every week if I have nothing to say, even though the algorithm favors that. I would very much like to be as consistent with the content, but as I said, I am slow, and some projects could take me longer to produce, and I prefer feeling confident about the quality of my videos than keeping a schedule for the algorithm's sake. Besides, I'm just a baby YouTuber, and I still have a lot of things to learn about video making and what kind of content I want to make and I feel comfortable to make, and that is taking time. Doing something of high quality is taking time. So why did I go back to using Instagram? Well, besides the challenge, I missed interacting with the amazing artists I met through Instagram. I really missed seeing their works and talking to them, and that is the best thing that Instagram brought me. I am not upset about not posting regularly anymore, and I'm not comparing myself so much with other artists. If I'm using it, I found out that comparing myself with others is quite inevitable, but it's it doesn't happen as much as before. But the good news is that they have finally made it possible to post from our computers, and as soon as I found out, I deleted Instagram from my phone again, so it can't distract me anymore. For some reason, I rarely use it on my laptop, so that works really great for me. I actually can't believe I waited for 3 years, about 3 years, for this to happen. And I actually found out about that from another wonderful artist here on YouTube. Her name is Vera Golosova. I'll leave a link to her channel down in the description box. Please check it out. She also made a video about her own break from Instagram, and it was a very inspiring one. I really encourage you to go watch it. I hope my thoughts about Instagram didn't make it seem like the most evil that has ever evolved. I mean, I came back to it because it has some good traits, and my plan for Instagram is to use it as a means of communicating with fellow artists and follow their work. Maybe do a challenge here and there, and post as much and as irregularly as I want. And basically, I'm gonna keep it as an informal portfolio platform. So that's about everything I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found something useful in it. Thank you very much for being here till the end. I know it's been a long one. I hope I didn't bore you to tears. I would love to read your comments regarding the subject or the painting or anything you want to share with me. If you like the video, please give it a like, and if you're interested in seeing more videos from me, subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when I post a new one. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I believe Thanksgiving is happening this weekend in the US. So if I have any US viewers, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Take care. Bye bye.